it's Rebecca here from Precious Pages Papercraft, and today I'm showing a layout just for fun really. Although I am on the Bramble Fox design team, I'm going to be using some bits that I purchased from the store myself. So I've got the Christmas post set, which I absolutely adore. That post box is just gorgeous and those little robins are just so cute. And I've got this lovely photo of my little boy recently posting his letter off to Santa. So this set was perfect for my photo. And I'm going to be scrap lifting one of my fellow design team members, Josephine. She did a layout, I think it was at the end of the summer for Hip Kit Club, and she had these turned over bits of paper that she arranged in a circle around her photo. So I'm going to do something very similar with this. And I'm using my November 21 Hip Kit Club kits. I've done all my design team layouts for Hip Kit now this month, so I'm getting to play with what I have left, and these papers were perfect for this layout. The colours in some of the papers matched my photo really nicely. So I've cut some strips of the papers. I've chosen 3 papers in colours that work really well with my photo. I've cut them 1 inch wide by 4 inch long, and then I've applied a little bit of double-sided tape and folded them over on themselves, and it creates these kind of little loops. And then I'm tucking those under my photo, alternating them as I go, and then I'm going to add a second layout behind that as well. And I absolutely love how this layout turns out. It's a really simple design, but it's so effective, and it gives loads of dimension to the page as well, which if you follow me on YouTube and Instagram, you'll know I love to have lots of dimension and texture on my pages. And with these folded over bits of paper and the loops, it just gives loads of dimension. But it's really easy to achieve. It's not difficult at all, yet I just find it so effective and love how it turns out. So massive thanks to Jo for the inspiration for this one. I'll pop her Instagram below because she is a creative genius and I love all her work, and she really did inspire me with this layout. So I can't take any credit for it at all. It's all scrap lifted from Jo's layout, but I just absolutely love how it turns out. So I skipped through most of the sticking it down process. It's very repetitive but really simple. Just applied some double-sided tape to the back of those loops and then stuck them down in place. And I've alternated the colours in each kind of circle so that I haven't got 2 of the same colour next to each other. And now, because those loops give quite a bit of dimension, I've raised my photo up on 2 layers of foam, and that's just to stop the centre of the photo sinking in kind of the hole in the middle there. And I've added a layer of silver glittered cardstock behind my photo. I absolutely love glitter for Christmas layouts, and it can't beat a bit of sparkle anyway. So silver glittered cardstock was perfect for this. So I've added a layer of that, and now I'm just arranging my Bramble Fox perspectives. So I'm going to have the post box over on the right hand side and the little red envelope with the love heart on the left. I'm going to have my title as Dear Santa, and these are alphabet stickers from the Hip Kit Club as well. I think these came with the Pocket Life kit, but I've just got the letters Dear Santa, and I'm going to have them at the top of my circle there, kind of following the circle as it goes around. Now, the perspectives from Bramble Fox always come with a protective film on the back, and I've decided to leave these ones stuck on because they were white. It helped to keep those perspectives a nice bright red colour. I tried peeling it off on that envelope just to see how it looked, and you could see the colours and the patterns on those paper showing through them a little bit too much, and it was taking away from that lovely bright red colour, and I really wanted that bright red because you can see the postbox in my photo is bright red. So for this layout I've actually left the protective backing on the back and stuck those down with glossy accents. Now you'll notice I've also put 2021 on the bottom of my photo there. That is going to come back off because I really wanted to use one of these fabric bows from Hip Kit Club, and I couldn't really find a place for it with my 2021 there, so I've taken that off and I'm going to have a bow sat at the bottom instead. And I'm using a floral bow. Some of the colours appear in my photo and those patterned papers. There's a little bit of pink introduced, but I'm going to ignore that. But I really wanted to use one of these bows, and I've already used the red, green and blue ones on my Hip Kit design team project. So I've only got a few left, sadly, but this one works really nicely. I didn't have a centre section that worked well with my colour scheme, so instead I've wrapped some metallic silver thread around the centre of the bow, just to tie in with that silver glittered cardstock. Just brings a bit more silver onto the page, and then I've tied that off on the back, and I've got that stuck down underneath my photo there. So I'm now just going through the bits and pieces I've got left from my November hip kits, and you can see how much I've got left after making, I think, 5 layouts. So they're super generous kits, you always get loads. And I've got quite a bit left from this one, so I'm going to use a few bits on this layout. So I've added a red envelope over onto the right, and then I've got these gorgeous poinsettias. I'm going to add one to the kind of top left and one to the bottom right, with some holly and leaf sprigs coming out. I'm going to curl those up to create a bit more dimension and just make them look a bit more realistic. And the centre of those poinsettias have got some silver foil detail as well, so that ties in really nicely with that metallic thread and the glittered cardstock behind my photo. I'm raising the little flowers up on foam, and then just going to use the double-sided tape to stick the leaf sprig down underneath. I'm adding some silver chipboard stars just around the outside of my kind of paper looped circles. Normally I go for gold with Christmas layouts. Last year I had a Simple Stories Jingle All The Way collection, and gold worked really nicely with that. So I've used gold on all my Christmas layouts last year, and this year I tend to be using silver on all of them. So I would normally associate gold with Christmas, but we've gone for silver this year. And I wanted to jazz up those perspectives a tiny bit and add a bit of sparkle. I've got a Nouveau glimmer paste, and it's kind of like an iridescent sparkly paste. And I'm using a paintbrush and adding it to some of the etched details on the perspectives. So the postbox has a little bit of snow etched on the top. I've added some of the glimmer paste to that, and I've also added a bit to the bottom of the postbox, kind of where snow would sit if it was falling. And then I've done the love heart over on the envelope as well, and that just looks like just lovely sparkly detail, but on the postbox especially it looks like some snow sitting on it, and I love how that has turned out. And that is me finished for today. So a really quick layout, really simple. Love how it looks with all the white space around the edge though. It's kind of a minimal layout, but yet there's still quite a bit on the page. So love how this has turned out. And massive thanks to Jo for the inspiration. I'm going to leave you with loads of close-ups. I'll pop some links in the description box below. One to the Bramble Fox store, another one to the Hip Kit store. I've used obviously Bramble Fox perspectives and my leftover Hip Kit stuff, so I'll pop links to those in the description box. I'll also leave a link to the Bramble Fox Friends Facebook group. If you're not a member, do head over and join, because there's loads of inspiration in the group. There's also a monthly challenge you can take part in, so well worth joining if you're not already a member. But thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this layout and taken some inspiration from it. I've got loads of Christmas photos left to scrap, so I will be back soon with more. For now, I'll leave you with the rest of these close-ups, and I'll see you next time.